Hey, buddy. How you doing? Hey, Hannibal here. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, that is much better. We have so many reaction videos nowadays, and usually it's a reaction of something you don't agree with, but I'm going to change a little bit and react to a video that I 100% agree with, and that is Giglife's last video, talking about, is this really a career? I love talking to him. I would love to talk to him about this video. He just brings a lot of insight at the time that we all need it the most. Like I told him in the comments, I said his timing is impeccable because the topic that he brought up is something that we need to understand and need to think about right now. And it's the idea that this isn't a career. Picking up food is not a career for the majority of us. A lot of these gig apps is the perfect side hustle. It's the perfect part-time job. It's the perfect thing to do when you have your other incomes taking care of you and all you have to do is go out for a few hours. We look at these apps and we realize, man, if things just could work out well and we can make good money for the rest of our lives, it would be perfect. But life isn't that way. There's too many people on the platform. Things are going to get progressively worse. He made some great points. What should we be thinking about? People are worrying about how they will continue with this gig life, how they will able to put food on the table, how they're going to pay bills using these apps. We have to take in consideration the current landscape of our economy and what is going on with these gig apps. It is possible to walk and chew gum at the same time. It's possible to be an activist. Write to your representatives, complain to the company, spread the message, let people know, hey, don't be taken advantage of by Doordash, Grubhub, Ubereats, Instacart.
When it starts to rain and it's cold and then they give you a lot of packages to deliver and then you get there and people's like, no tip. I'm like, oh.
It's gotten a spotlight now. It should always have had a spotlight since these companies started to maybe signal at becoming ubiquitous. Also, there's a huge boom in this with COVID. Ubereats, the food delivery segment of the ride-hailing company Uber, grew by 190% in 2020, adding 36,000 couriers in New York City alone. And we just wanted to get into some of the specifics of what the conditions are like for people who have these jobs. So in New York City, according to the Brooklyn paper, 5 food delivery workers have died on the job in Brooklyn over the past year. At least 4 were killed in collisions on the road. Deliveristas are now classified as independent contractors, even though 64% of those surveyed said they work at least 6 days per week, with 33% working 7 days per week. Excluding tips, the median hourly wage for delivery workers in New York City was $7.94 in 2020, according to the project. The hourly net pay when including tips was still below New York's now, like since 2020, $15 an hour minimum wage at an average of $12.21. They also have to cover a bunch of expenses. I won't read them all, but like they have to buy their own bikes. They have to maintain their own bikes. There's no equipment allowance or anything like that.
They delivered meals and groceries during the height of the pandemic, putting their lives at risk. And most recently, some waded through floodwaters to make deliveries in the middle of a storm. Well, now all they're asking for is fair working conditions. And for years, delivery people have been calling for improved working conditions.
Today, the city council voted yes to begin to regulate the industry.
This is a really, really great step and good step in our fight.
A momentous day for delivery workers like Gustavo Ache. He says until now, it's been tough to make ends meet as a courier. He says he gets paid per delivery, not per hour.
Sometimes you have to be in the street for 12, 13 hours, and sometimes you don't make that much money, $50, $40, $60 all day.
Members on Thursday voted to pass a series of landmark bills aimed at improving pay and working conditions for food delivery workers operating within the city. Here's what it is. The first of its kind legislation, which targets app-based delivery companies such as Grubhub, Ubereats, Doordash, will set a minimum pay, allow workers to keep more of their tips, and limit how far workers can be asked to travel for deliveries. It'll also guarantee workers access to bathrooms, so you actually will get a pee break, according to The Guardian, are a good start, but do not address some broader concerns about the gig economy in the U.S., and that more comprehensive legislation on a national scale is needed. So
this labor organization, Los Deliveristas Unidos, has been fighting to make app-based delivery companies more transparent to ensure tips actually get to workers. They've also pushed to set minimum pay, cap the distance couriers travel, and make sure they have bathroom access.
Since the pandemic, some of the restaurants will not allow them to use the bathroom.
This group's activism sparked lawmakers to create a package of 6 bills outlining basic working standards. This afternoon, the bills passed.
New York City will now be the first city in the United States of America to protect delivery workers.
We reached out to app-based delivery companies. Grubhub said it's the right thing to do, while Doordash said their workers in Manhattan earn on average $33 per hour. The company expressed concern that the bill, which allows couriers to set travel parameters, could negatively impact those in underserved neighborhoods.
We have more to do, but thank you so much.
For these couriers, though, it's a major breakthrough.
But at the same time, you have to figure out what is the end goal. The barrier to entry is extremely low. Anyone can join and do what we do. That's why some of these companies aren't really going to care about increasing the base wage, is increasing the benefits, when they can just get anyone on the job. The referral bonuses are so high for a reason. They want new people to come in, be ignorant, and take low offers. That's how they continue to make more and more money. DoorDash, for instance, is only looking, really paying attention to how to grow the company. We all fell in these gig apps under very unusual circumstances. For me, for many people, right? You either lost your job or got fired, things went kind of crazy. You landed on this thing here, and now you realize, hey, I made so much money. Will it always be this way? And probably it won't for many of us. The most important metric for success in these gig apps is your market. So many people in really big markets will probably be able to continue this for years and years. I'm in New York City, I'm in Brooklyn. I could probably do it forever. I don't want to, I'm not going to, but I can if I wanted to. You could probably do it longer than someone that's in another state where income level is lower. So there's so much uncertainty right now. The bill's not gonna wait while you struggle to fight with DoorDash because DoorDash is not paying us well. We're in a tipping system. We make the majority of our money on tips. That's how we have an income with these gig apps. If they don't tip, we're getting under minimum wage. We work on tips, but most customers don't tip for a variety of reasons. Actually, I want to make a video about that as well. But you have to find the end goal. As I said in my previous videos, and as Giglife mentioned, you have to learn a skill that people will pay you to use. And it has to be beyond be able to pick up an order and take it to someone. You have to learn some kind of skill. It could be anything, something you're passionate about, something you're already good at, and leverage that skill to make money. That is the long-term success for many of us. There's so many skills that people are looking to pay, but if you have to be the one that's willing to have your stuff set up so people can find you and can pay you for your abilities and skills. I don't see how doing DoorDash, you can leverage your skills to do anything other than DoorDash. Maybe you can start selling some products that can help gig workers, sure. If you don't have any other skills, you're going to have to take the time to try to figure that out. If you don't have a skill that people are willing to pay, then you're going to be stuck. And at the same time as well, having a W-2 is not the end of the world. I know we have this weird thing about W-2 wage, slavery, and all that type of stuff. There's many people with W-2 jobs that are doing extremely well. Whether they're working for the city or they have a great company, not everyone hates their job. You have to find a job that works for you. There's some people who just love their jobs. In New York City, city jobs are very lucrative. They're sought after. My wife works for the city. They have great benefits. So this idea that all W-2 jobs are terrible, no, it's what kind of job you're qualified for, what job that are you studying for. Those are things that we have to pay attention to. So I know I'm rambling, but I loved Giglife's video. Please, I want everyone to watch. I already shared it. People like him, or people that's in the full-time gig workers, they understand that it's not easy. That we all give people a realistic expectations. Our expectations sometimes can be a little skewed towards looking at people make a lot of money on this thing and thinking that it's going to be done forever. Like this will never end. There's a possibility that it can end. What is your end goal? Before the ship sinks, how are you going to be able to pay your bills? How are you going to be able to leverage your skills to make money, to put a foundation that you can still pay bills, take care of your family? That's all I have for this video. Thank you for taking time to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.